What's your design process like when trying to recreate these games?
It was very, very unorganized at the start.
What draws you to do so much of that work?
I think some of it is just, it's a hyperfixation of mine.
What would you say to anyone who is looking to recreate a game in Minecraft or something? Like what tips would you have for them? Redstoners are some of the most mysterious figures in the Minecraft universe. While others play survival, compete in minigames, or build, they spend countless hours toiling away in a creative world, engineering some of the most impressive things we've ever seen in the game. Some share their creations on the internet for others to enjoy, while others reserve their ingenuity for closer circles, or even just for themselves. Regardless, we on the outside rarely get a glimpse into the people behind these extraordinary creations. It makes you wonder, why do they dedicate so much of their time to Redstone? How do they manage to create such complex contraptions? What's going on inside their head? Hi, I'm Jazzy Red, and as a Redstoner myself, I've had the privilege of seeing it from both sides. And although I know what happens inside my own head, I've long had similar questions about my favorite Redstoners. So today, I'm sitting down with Mattbatwings, prolific creator of retro games, computational redstone pioneer, and fellow YouTuber, to see what makes him tick. So join me as we venture inside the mind of Mattbatwings. Welcome, Mattbatwings, to the show. Very first episode. Awesome to have you. Thank you so much for doing this with me.
I'm happy to be here, man.
All right, so most people here probably know who you are, but just in case they don't, if you could take a moment to introduce yourself, that would be great. Like, what do you do on YouTube? Who are you?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, YouTube name is Mattbatwings. My actual name is Matt, so you can just call me that. I'm just a Minecraft YouTuber. I make primarily redstone videos, and if you want to get even more specific, I make like computational redstone, stuff to do with digital logic, computers, calculators, that kind of thing.
Awesome. So, is this your first interview?
Yeah, this is my first interview.
Awesome, mine too. Yeah, so we gotta make a good first impression here, Gaston. Yeah, I know. So okay, so let's get on with it. First off, we'll start at the beginning. This is something that a lot of people like to know or want to know about any Redstoner, is where exactly did you get your start in Redstone?
Okay, if you want to be technical with where I started, then you have to go all the way back to when I was like, I don't know, 14 or 15, long time ago. And I saw like a random YouTube video about a redstone calculator. And I was like, ooh, that's really cool. I want to do that. And so that was technically the first time I was introduced to it. And I just started playing around. Then I took like a really long break, did other stuff in Minecraft, got into PvP, got into Bed Wars and all this random other stuff.
Yeah.
And then I picked back up Redstone seriously like 3 years ago or so, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Actually, it started back up again when COVID hit because I had a ton of free time.
Yeah.
And I decided to actually try to finish the calculator project that I started a long time ago. So I looked at more tutorials, and it was honestly just a big mashup of just trying to copy YouTubers, trying to learn from like Discord servers and stuff like that. And I finished that first calculator, and that was, yeah, it was really fun, and it just kept going from there.
Awesome. So I understand that you recently graduated from university with computer science. Congratulations, by the way.
Hey, thank you.
I also have a computer science degree, so we both have BS degrees.
Let's go.
Yep, no one's ever made that joke before. So something else. I guess like you've kind of answered the question, but you've made a lot of your catalog before entering university, and you were already using things like, you know, adders, logic gates, latches, things that I personally didn't know even existed until I entered college. So how did you learn those things on your own before? I'm assuming you didn't have like formal education on that. You probably taught yourself.
Not really. I mean, it was a mix of, I guess, some of it from YouTube and some of it from my dad. My dad's also like, I mean, he was an electrical engineering, like he has like a master's in it. So he's really good at all that stuff. I think he does software development now, but anyways, he taught me a lot of that stuff. And also like school, I feel like there were only a few classes that I actually took on digital logic. A majority of the higher level classes I took were actually just on software development and that kind of thing.
I see. Interesting. Yeah, we're in the presence of a real genius here, Gaston.
This guy is kind of freaking me out.
Oh, I just hired him to be here. We're testing out the waters, right, Gaston?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, these are on tripods. I don't even know why he's here, to be honest. Anyways, in addition to being a computational redstoner, you're also very well known for recreating retro games in Minecraft, right? So you've made Snake, Breakout, Pac-Man, and most recently Tetris. Is there something about these retro games that like specifically speak to you, or like they can be like easily translated into Redstone?
Well, I've taken up an interest in games because I feel like they are a lot faster to make and kind of have a little more instant gratification compared to something like a calculator or a computer.
For sure.
Because a lot of people comment, they're like, why don't you just make a computer that can run all these games? And it's like, well, then number one, it wouldn't really run in real time anymore. Yep. And number two, computers are hard. They take a really long time. And spoiler, I'm gonna be doing a series on a computer eventually.
Oh yeah, I'm in your Discord server, man. I know.
Yeah, but like, if I make a video about a computer and then it has all the games on it, it's like I've run out of ideas at that point.
Yeah, so on the topic of ideas, I've actually kind of wondered about that myself, because in the world of computational redstone, it's kind of less about creating things that have never been done before and creating things that have been done in real life in Minecraft. Yeah. And especially as you work your way through the catalog of retro games, I'm sure that's quickly depleting. And I'm wondering, what are your thoughts on like how to keep it fresh on your channel?
Yeah, well, first I want to comment on the retro games thing, because that is kind of another reason why I like games so much, is because back then, like in the 70s and 80s, people had to be really creative with how they did these things. They didn't have a lot of memory to work with.
Yeah,
and a lot of that translates to Minecraft. Like that's another big reason why I like games better than computers most of the time, is just because there's a lot of like unique challenges with that. Like there's it's like, okay, what's the fastest way to combine tiles during 2048 or whatever, right?
Right.
If you're doing this with a computer, it'd just be like, oh, follow this algorithm from online. But with Redstone, you're sitting there like, okay, can I maybe make like a shift register to do this, or some special mechanic or whatever? And then, as far as keeping things fresh, I'm definitely going to be still trying to make games for as long as I can, because of like, all those fun challenges I just told you about. I think people really like seeing the process and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And there's still a few more games I could do.
Yeah.
And then, I've got this computer series coming up. I think that'll really introduce a lot more concepts that people have been wanting to learn about for a long time, and I just haven't really gotten a chance to actually show them until now.
Definitely.
And then beyond that, obviously Minecraft's going to die one day, but the thing is, computer science is not going to die.
True. So
long term, I think it would be really, really cool if I could kind of slowly morph my channel into more of like a programming type thing, where here, instead of I made Tetris with just redstone, it's like I coded this AI or whatever, like just still making videos about my projects, but just less emphasis on Minecraft.
Yeah. Something a lot of people want to know, including myself, is what's your design process like when trying to recreate these games? Is there a lot of paper and pencil involved and stuff like that?
Yeah, so, first of all, yes, there is a lot of paper and pencil involved.
I'd imagine.
This has kind of changed over the years. It was very, very unorganized at the start. It was a lot of trial and error. And by trial and error, I mean like actual trial and error with like redstone in-game at the start. But I've slowly realized that it's a lot more efficient if you just plan out as much as you can before the redstone. It can feel a little bit weird, especially if you're like coding the entire game first and then just like implementing that in redstone. It feels like, what's the point sometimes? But honestly, if your goal is to make it in redstone, it's just so much more efficient to just like plan it out as much as possible, going as far as like drawing circuits, drawing the connections between them. And this is another thing that like school has helped me with a little bit, is I was taking this digital logic class and we learned something called, I think it's called like RTL or something. I don't remember exactly what the acronym was, but the idea was that everything you want to design, you can just think of it in terms of, okay, what needs to be memory, like flip-flops and latches and things like that, and then what needs to be combinational logic, right?
Right.
If every single game you ever want to make can be thought of as just some memory and some combinational logic. And, you know, sometimes the combinational logic comes around and loops back into that memory. In fact, commonly it does.
Right.
But if you think about it like that, then it becomes very, like, organized. It's like kind of like a systematic way to do it, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, they all kind of follow that same format. I'm sorry if it's a little bit hard to... It's really hard to explain that. I definitely want to make a better video on that kind of design.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, though. But the thing is, right, you say that so matter-of-factly, when in fact it's a lot of practice that has gotten you to that way of thinking, right?
It's true, yeah.
Right. So yeah, it's definitely a lot. So what would you say to anyone who is looking to, you know, recreate a game in Minecraft or something? Like what tips would you have for them?
Definitely try to use your resources as much as you can, because the thing is, like, if you're coding something in Python, it's like, okay, if you run into some problem, you can just look up a solution. Most of the time, if it's like a retro game, you can find an entire Python implementation online.
True, yeah.
But I feel like with Redstone, it's more of like the only way you're gonna know how to do something in the best way sometimes is to just like ask around, see what other people are doing, and learn from them. You can do everything with logic gates, obviously. It's just that it's gonna be a lot bigger.
Right.
So I guess that first tip would just be try to use the resources as much as possible. Try to like join Discord servers and like watch YouTube videos. Try to learn from other people, and also don't disregard videos if they're not completely Redstone. Like a lot of people, like they'll be wondering how to make some memory device or something, and I'll send them a video of like the way that it's actually done in digital logic, and they're like, no, I want the Redstone version. And it's like, well, this is how it works.
Right.
Your job is to convert it to Redstone.
Right. And as far as that translation is concerned, once you have your logic diagrams, you have your truth tables, right? You translate that into game, but there's still going to be debugging, right?
Yeah.
How does that usually go for you?
Yeah, so debugging is another thing that's like it's really difficult, and it takes a lot of time to learn. Even if you have all the tools, like, I mean, first of all, get as many tools as you can. Get mods, get carpet mod, learn how to use like tick rate, tick freeze, and stuff like that. That's step one.
Yep.
Step two is kind of learning what to actually attack and how to systematically debug a redstone build. A lot of the times what that looks like is it's just slowly shrinking the area of where the problem could be. So like, you know, if you have a build with multiple components, trying to get it down to, okay, which component is specifically causing the problem. And it's like, it's painful. It takes a lot of time. You gotta isolate stuff. You gotta individually test different things. And I think no matter how good you are at debugging, it's a painful process, but like, it's just a matter of using your tools, trying to be systematic with it, and just not giving up, I guess.
I respect what you do a lot, man. I really do. Because although I have like the education and like the knowledge to possibly do it, it's a huge beast. And actually, I guess I wonder what draws you to do so much of that work. I'd feel like it takes a special person to go for it the way that you have.
Yeah, I really don't know. I think some of it is just, it's a hyperfixation of mine.
I've been doing it
for a while. Okay. It doesn't. Also, a lot of it is goal driven. Like if I feel like I have a goal in mind, then it doesn't really matter to me that much how long it takes, as long as it doesn't like get to an outrageous amount. And I won't lie, a lot of the motivation also just comes from the idea of making a video out of this, and like, because you know, I'll be working on a certain part of it, and it'll be like, ooh, that was a cool solution for that. Like, let me make sure to include that in the video. And I think people will really like that part or whatever.
And what I love about what you do is you turn the journey of creating what you do, and you turn that into a story. And the specific, you know, problems that you have to solve are little plot points. I've taken notes from what you do. You're really good at that.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm blushing.
Are you? Gaston, he's blushing. I know, you never blush. He's an interesting character.
I'm so scared of you, Gaston.
Yeah, sorry he's like facing you instead of me. Kind of
Yeah, what the heck?
Gaston, could you No, he's not gonna move. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, just try to look over here, I guess. So I'll pivot to content questions since you're not just a Redstoner, you're also a content creator. 175,000 subscribers, over 14 million views, 80 videos. You're quite the prolific man, Mr. Wings.
That's okay. I knew how many subscribers I had. I didn't realize I had that many views. That's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. One of my favorite series on your channel is Logical Redstone Reloaded. Awesome series. And for those of you who don't know, that's a series of logical redstone tutorials. As someone who has a long-running tutorial series myself, I'm unfortunately acutely aware that tutorials aren't exactly like riveting content, right? But at the same time, I also know that it adds like value to the redstone community. And so it's kind of always a bit of a balancing act whenever I make one of those what the heck videos. So I wonder, what's your relationship with making tutorial content?
So I've made 2 tutorial series so far, and I've learned a lot from them every time. You're right, it is a huge balance. I'm honestly thinking about that balance not even just with tutorials, even with regular projects, because there's always some potential to like teach people things. And I'm always like, okay, I could spend 5 minutes on this section, but it might get boring and it might lose some retention, right? Maybe I should cut this out to keep the flow better. It's a really, really difficult balance. One thing like tangible that I've seen that actually really helps a tutorial video that's also in good retention is if it's something that people can like play along with it from home, I guess, in a way. Like for this computer series, right? I don't want to just go over a computer I made and then like that's it. I wanted to have a focus on people being able to implement their own kind of computer. Right? So that means like I want people to be able to take stuff from this and feel like they can walk away with it and like actually apply it to their own builds and stuff. Because I feel like if you're watching a tutorial and it's just like, oh, I'm never going to use any of this stuff, like I feel like that's kind of the biggest point when people start to click off, is if you just start talking about things that like are only cool to you and don't really have any value to, I guess, the masses in a way. I don't know. But also, like, no matter what you do, it's a really, really tough balance. It's really, really difficult to try to go into detail with things and not have it be boring. Right. I also think another really good approach is to just move certain more like time-consuming or like advanced topics into like different videos, which admittedly I haven't done that yet, but I'm thinking that eventually, if there's like enough of these like kind of advanced things that I'm leaving out, I might just have like a different type of series that's on like my second channel, which doesn't really care as much about retention or anything and like just goes into a ton of detail.
Makes sense. Okay. That was a very detailed answer. I love that. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
All right. So on to some personal questions.
Oh gosh.
Mattbatwings, the person.
No, I'm not guys, I'm just a YouTuber. I'm not a person.
Oh, don't listen to him. Yeah, exactly. That's BS. Gaston knows this. Okay, so Mattbatwings, Matt, in real life, what are your favorite things to do outside of Minecraft and YouTube? What are your hobbies?
Okay, this is weird because I don't have a ton of hobbies right now, but obviously, okay, there's still Beat Saber. Like, I know you guys saw those videos, those really old videos on my channel. I'm still big into Beat Saber right now.
Okay, so you've gotten even better because you're good. Like, I saw those videos. I'm one of the 200 and some people that saw it. Now there's going to be more.
Yeah. We got Beat Saber. Okay, this one's going to be... Dude, guys, please don't yell at me. I like pickleball. Okay? Now, hear me out. Hear me out. I know that you either don't know what that is, or if you do, you think it's just for old people. But listen. It's so fun if you play with not old people.
What's wrong with old people, man?
No. There's nothing wrong with old people. No. But listen.
Yeah.
The problem is if you play with old people, then like they can't really run and you can, and it ends up just feeling like you're bullying them. Yeah, I just end up feeling bad. But if you get a group of your friends, like young friends,
Right.
people who like doing these kinds of sports, maybe people who've played ping pong or tennis before.
Right,
if you get a group of those people and you try pickleball, it's actually so fun.
Okay, interesting. So,
Yes.
Mattbatwings pickleball channel when?
Oh God.
Here, let me brainstorm a name for you. Is that thing called a paddle?
Yeah, it's a paddle.
No, you know what? We'll figure it out later. Yeah, we'll figure it out later. I'm looking forward to the channel,
Okay.
man.
All right.
So, you've established, are you pretty good at pickleball? Would you say you're good at pickleball?
I mean, not to brag or anything, but
I bet you are.
I'd say I'm pretty good.
Yeah, you're good at pickleball, you're good at Beat Saber. I also heard through the grapevine that you can do a backflip. Is that true?
That is true. Yeah, I was into gymnastics / flipping stuff for a while.
Wow.
So
See, this guy's good at everything.
flips.
Man, it's not
Oh my
fair.
gosh.
Gaston, this isn't fair. He's good at everything. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do a backflip. Bro, you can fly. Don't skill issue me. Don't. Okay. All right. I guess I'm alone here. Now let's enter the rapid fire round, aka the viewers' questions. People had a lot of questions. At Potato Juice Ultra asks, "What is your favorite Creo song?"
Oh gosh. Dude, don't make me do this. Oh, it's Evolution.
Oh, fitting. Very fitting.
Dude, it's so good. It's so good.
Okay, next up, at MaltFP asks, "What was the hardest build you ever made? Not the one that you spent the longest on, but the one that your brain had to work the hardest on."
That's actually a really good question. I'd probably just have to go with the... I think the answer is going to have to be the computer, like the BAT PU or whatever.
Oh, is that the official
Just
name?
because... Yeah, I mean, I said to comment what the name was and then I'd pin my favorite one, and I... Oh, no, wait. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. I pinned Batbox. Okay, it's called Batbox.
It's the
I forgot.
Batbox. Okay, not the BAT
Yeah.
PU. That sounds like an insult.
Yeah, I don't like that one anyways. Most interesting challenges wise is actually different. I'm going to give that to the 3D renderer because there was a ton of stuff in that. Like, so much.
That one blew my mind. I'm not gonna lie. I saw you post that, and
that's
I'm
a lot
like,
of people's
huh?
favorite.
Yeah, it's crazy. This is a second question from MaltFP. They ask, "If you could add one redstone block or feature, what would it be?"
This has changed.
Okay.
My opinion on this has changed a lot. I used to just kind of want more just raw circuitry, but honestly, after playing with these like color screens and stuff, I think they should just add like some sort of RGB screen to like vanilla. Because like that's just a huge part of games, and what makes them cool is like, what is the user looking at in the end? Like,
Yeah, definitely.
you can add more logic things, but like the thing is, Minecraft is already like Turing complete, so you can do whatever you want.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
so I feel like if you had to add one thing, I don't want to add more circuitry. I just want something that would make something possible now that wasn't possible before. And I think in that realm, like colors are cool.
At JacobBoss99 asks, "In the world of Minecraft, Redstone allows for complex contraptions and simulations. If you were to use Redstone to create a model that represents the migratory patterns of the monarch butterfly, which are influenced by climate change, how would you go about it? Furthermore, how would you integrate the concept of Schrodinger's cat paradox into this model? This paradox, a cornerstone of quantum mechanics, suggests that if a cat is in a box, it could be both dead and alive at the same time, exemplifying the principle of quantum superposition. So, if you were to design a redstone contraption in Minecraft to simulate the monarch butterfly's migratory patterns, taking into account the effects of climate change, and also incorporate Schrodinger's cat paradox."
What?
I'm not going to repeat myself, Matt. Next, and lastly, at Crafty Masterman asks,
Oh God.
"Why won't he start a podcast with me?"
He's been asking for that for a very long time. I want to do one. It sounds fun. What do you mean? I'm just busy.
I don't think he's gonna like that answer.
No. Last I heard, we were doing it in like the summer or something. So I'm still down to do it in the summer.
Okay, all right. There you go, Crafty, or at Crafty Masterman, whoever you are.
Whoever you are.
That's the end of the rapid fire round / viewers questions. To close this off, Mattbatwings. Where do you see yourself in like 5 to 10 years? What's the future look like for Mattbatwings?
Hopefully still doing some kind of YouTuber / content creation thing. That's the goal. I feel like if that doesn't work, then I can also just like, I don't know, be boring and get some software job that gives me money. But I don't want to be bored. I want to do cool things. I want to keep making project videos, and hopefully by then I'll have a lot of subscribers.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the end of this. I don't know how to bring us out. So just want to say thank you.
I got it.
Oh, okay. What do you Oh. Okay. Well, yeah, thank you for watching. I guess that's how you feel about Gaston. Appreciate you being here, Matt.
Oh, I was just twerking for the cameras.
Oh, well, Gaston's there too. Did you forget about him?
I did, actually. Sorry, Gaston.
All right. Well, thank you, Matt, so much for being here. Thank you for being my first ever guest on this. And hopefully this is the start of something really cool. And thank you so much. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'm going to go to the wide cam. Thank you for watching, everybody. And I'll see you in the next video.
Bye.